Classic WoW zone tier list. All right, let's go ahead and do what everybody already knows, man. Everyone already knows. Elwynn Forest. Well, it's undefeated, guys. Everyone knows Elwynn Forest is undefeated. All right, let's start with the worst zone. What is the worst zone in Classic WoW? The absolute worst. This zone is just so bad. It is just awful. What is the worst zone in all of Classic WoW? Let me zoom in real quick. Stone Talon, Silithus, Desolace, Silithus, Desolace. Ashara is pretty shit. I think Silithus is ass. Bad. Deadwind Pass. There's really nothing going on in Deadwind Pass. Like, in Classic WoW, Deadwind Pass is only there because Karazhan was supposed to be in the original Classic WoW. But they knew that they could make more money if they delayed the release of Karazhan and put it into TBC. So that's why Deadwind Pass is actually there. I think that Moonglade is a similar thing to Deadwind Pass. There's not really much going on with it, but the zone design is actually kind of nice. It looks nice. And then, are there any other zones that are just ass tier? Are there any other ass tier zones? I mean, Desolace. I put Desolace in mediocre. I don't think there's any other bad tier zones. Silithus and Deadwind Pass for sure. Mediocre zones. Thousand Needles. Mediocre. Desolace, mediocre. Moonglade, mediocre, bro. Durotar, for sure, mediocre. Blasted Lands. There's literally nothing going on there besides the warrior quest and the quest to do the buffs. But you can literally buy those off the auction house. You go there, turn them in, and you're pretty much done. Ashara, mediocre. Stone Talon, mediocre AF. How do we feel about Swamp of Sorrows, dude? Swamp of Sorrows has like a handful of quests. It won't even really get you a level. It's kind of a big zone. You got to run through Deadwind Pass to get there. I put Swamp of Sorrows mediocre, dude. I don't like Durotar, man. It's mediocre at best. All right. Let's do Western Plaguelands. Good. Should we do the S tier zones? What's the second best zone in the game? Second best zone in the game after Elwynn. Ungoro is a pretty close second. Ungoro is one of the best zones in the entire game. Barrens is pretty good. I'm honestly thinking for second best zone in the game, I think it's Darkshore. I personally think Darkshore is the second best zone in the game. I put Darkshore on amazing tier. And I might be a little bit biased here, but even when I'm leveling a human, I usually go Elwyn Forest to Darkshore. That's like the best leveling route as well. Redridge Mountains, I would put Redridge on great. Ashenvale, guys, Ashenvale is mediocre. I forgot about Ashenvale. It's too big of a zone. The quests are spread out. You're doing so much running. Ashenvale is not a good design zone. I gotta be honest. Ungoro Crater is amazing. Are there any other S tier zones? Westfall? Is Westfall S tier? Or is it great? No, I want to leave the amazing category. I want to leave the amazing category for zones that everyone thinks is amazing. Like, I think it's just these three, right? There is no other S tier zone. I think STV is up here. I think Tanaris is up there. I think a lot of people will say STV is very close to S tier or top A tier. Hillsbrad. Oh, Hillsbrad is fantastic. Loch Modan is just kind of good. Hinterlands is just kind of good. Baralos is just kind of good. Arathi is okay. Duskwood. Wait a second. Duskwood is S tier. Duskwood is definitely S tier, guys. You can't deny these are the 4 best zones in the game. Mulgore. Mulgore is what? Second best starting zone, or is it Teldrassil? You like Teldrassil or Mulgore better? Mulgore is better than Teldrassil, I think. The Barrens has to be top A tier. It's got to be like right there with Stranglethorn Vale. They're basically, I would say Barrens and Stranglethorn Vale are almost copies of each other. As far as like zone size, the difference in levels of questing, it's about 10 levels of questing in that zone, all kind of sporadically spread out. You start at like, you know, level 12 in the Barrens, or level 10 even, and then you go all the way up to like level 20 in the Barrens. Stranglethorn Vale has about 15 levels of questing, and they're about the same size. One's jungle, one's desert, but they're pretty much the same zone concept-wise. Okay. Tirisfal Glades. Starting zone. I think Silverpine Forest is very close to S tier. I gotta be honest. I think Silverpine Forest is really good. It's right there next to Westfall for me. Redridge is also very good. In my opinion, I'll put Redridge in the great category. Dunmorrow as a starting zone. Would you guys put Dunmorrow great or good? Dunmorrow is good. Felwood is a lot of running around. There are some good quests, but I think it's just kind of meh. Eastern Plaguelands. There's nothing wrong with Eastern Plaguelands, but it's a big zone. And there's a lot of iconic stuff there. I put it in good category for Eastern Plague. Dustswallow Marsh is hella mid, bro. Alterac Mountains, mid. Too big, not enough going on. Winter Spring is good. Wetlands is a great zone. Tirisfal Glades, average. I think Searing Gorge has some fantastic quests. You can get a level here very quickly. I think the zone design is good. Badlands is a good is a good zone design. It has a lot of quests. There's not a lot of wasted space. There's some good quests to farm there. You can get the Pocket Watch there. Oldemon is there. I feel like Badlands is a good transition to Searing Gorge as well. Badlands had good zone design. Burning Steps is kind of meh for me. I think that there's some decent quests there. It's definitely good category, but it's not great. All right, did I get any of these zones wrong? Did I get any of these zones wrong? Are any of these in the wrong category? I feel like this is pretty accurate. For just zone design, how it looks aesthetically, how the quests flow in the zone. Yeah. Tirisfal is worse. I don't think it's that bad. I think the quests flow pretty well in Tirisfal. But it is mostly opinionated. Alright, that's the tier list for all the zones. Thousand Needles needs to be moved up for Shimmering Flats. Shimmering Flats is a good tier for sure. Yeah. Okay. I could see Thousand Needles being at the end of the good tier because of Shimmering Flats. It's really the only reason you go to Thousand Needles. Shimmering Flats is a great zone. That should actually be its own thing. I agree with that. Everything else, though, this is perfect. Moonglade is bad. I mean, I think that I left Moonglade in there because the art design is really well. I left it at mediocre. But other than that, there's no purpose to go to Moonglade. You could put it down here. They really didn't do anything with it. Ashara could be moved down as well. Barrens and Westfall are amazing. I mean, I have them at the top of the A tier, but I don't think that they compare to these zones. I think that these zones are in like a league of their own. You could put Duskwood at the top of A tier, but it's definitely like this. I think that this is a really good tier list of the zones.